Hello, welcome to my new series, Raft Rants, where I basically just rant about movies, books, video games, TV shows, anything I have consumed recently. Not like physically consumed, I think. It's gonna be very similar to the Moist Meter, but, me. And a raft is a group of ducks, so that's why it's called Raft Ranks. Sorry, I said Raft Rants earlier, it's Raft Ranks. Today's episode, which is the first one, is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And if you enjoyed this movie, this one's not for you. This movie was a little bit ass. It has a demographic, and that demographic is not me. I think it was probably aimed towards a younger audience, but also tried to keep the parents and stuff engaged. And none of that really applied to me. So, I don't know. The best parts were the Bill Murray scenes. And there were not enough of those. There were only like 2. Furthermore, this is probably the most forgettable movie I've ever watched that I can remember. And I probably only remember it because I watched it yesterday. With that being said, I had to watch a Watch Mojo video to even remember what it was about. So, very forgettable movie. On top of its forgettableness, there's also the fact that it is incredibly cliche. Really cliche. The main character is this teenage girl who's struggling with feelings of not being old enough to do what she wants to do for feeling how mature she is, which is the most overdone plot for a teenage girl in history. Literally. It's so overdone at this point. As well as, the villain being way too overdone. It was just this kind of creepy guy who walked around spitting fire, or spitting ice sometimes. The quote at the beginning of the movie, for one, there was a quote at the beginning of the movie, and also, the quote didn't really make sense for the rest of the movie. It was like, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. That makes sense. It's about the world ending in ice. And then it goes on like, I personally believe fire, but ice is nice, or something stupid like that. And then it ends up just being about the world being taken over by ice, or some stupid crap. I barely even remember it. But I remember that quote didn't really work, I feel like they had a bad balance of comedy and realism. Like, they tried to go for more not realism, but horror, I guess. They tried to go for more comedic, but none of the jokes really land. And also none of the scares really land. Yeah. So, cliche, overdone, cringe is the next big factor. It is an incredibly cringe movie. The opening scene is them chasing a ice dragon or something that was the Hell's Kitchen Ice Dragon, which, just hearing that name and the way that they phrased it, ugh. It was so, cringe. It's like they all had a day to practice their lines, and the lines weren't, shown any emotion. So, in every line, they just had to guess what emotion to show. The whole thing kind of feels AI generated, actually. The script feels AI generated, which it could have been, actually. During the, I believe this was probably made during the writer's strike, so they might have just used ChatGPT. But this new corporation, that's, in charge of the Ghostbusters movies, really needs to step it up, because, if they keep making movies like this, they're gonna fall behind. They're gonna go out of business, and we're not gonna have Ghostbusters anymore. So I hope that they do start making better Ghostbusters movies. This was disappointing. I think I'm gonna give it a 33 on the Raft Radar. Raft Radar. That's what I'm gonna call it. Okay, Raft Radar. Let me know in the comments if it should be Raft Ranks or Raft Radar. or Raft reviews. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.